Hey, and welcome to Shifting Out Loud with Shannon and Elena. We make real connections in topics that need to be addressed. We use creativity to educate and commit to making our community better through this process. And today we are bringing a close to our Happy Hormone series. We talked about four hormones, which were dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So, how are you, Shannon?
I'm good. Good. How are you today?
I'm good. Are you ready to close this series out so we can start something fresh?
Of course. Yes, I think it's was a good series and we just want to put all the pieces together.
I agree. I think we learned a lot together too. So let's talk about dopamine first, which is the happy hormone. And we talked about it being, I think, the reward chemical, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All
So,
right.
so dopamine is that thing that gives you that motivation to want to do something again, something checked off on your list, your to-do list, something like that, give you
Yeah.
dopamine and make you feel good, motivated to move on to the next thing on your list, or however you want to look at that. But that reward chemical is what you actually getting when you get that dopamine.
Okay. All right. And then we talked about serotonin, which is a mood stabilizer. All right. It's the calmer of the things.
Right.
Calm yourself down when you're getting too worked up and all of that. They worked hand in hand with the dopamine, right?
Absolutely.
They all kind of play this beautiful little song together. So it was dopamine, serotonin, and then the next one was, oh, I'm sorry, did you have anything to add with serotonin?
No, you hit it.
Okay. And then what was
Keep
the next one?
endorphin, so the natural painkiller, the chemical that's actually released when your body is feeling pain, but it doesn't want you to feel pain, so it's sending messages to kind of block that pain so that you can feel good. But we learned a lot of different things that you can do to release that hormone so that you can feel good and pain free. So
Okay.
that's endorphins.
And oxytocin, I'm gonna let you hit it, but of course, little me only thought about pregnancy, and we learned differently that it was a love hormone, right? So I'm gonna let you expound on that.
And that's just the, again, love hormone. So that's that building of relationships, the hugging, the laughing, those things that give you a sense of security and make you feel a belonging to something, someone, or a group of people like that.
And that was anywhere from a friendship to a mother having a baby, like mother and child relationship. When you're
Right.
talking about that, right?
Or
Yeah.
bridge or, anything like that. Any type
Okay.
of social bonding, shall I say.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. So where do you want to go? Do you think it's difficult to get too much of a good hormone? Like we talked about a little bit, but what do you think?
So I think when we did each of these, there were some conditions that were associated with even having a low levels of some or high levels of some. But overall, our bodies are smart, and if everything works properly, you should have a even, you know, distribution of these hormones. But the thing is that now that we know there's so many natural things that we can do for these hormones, then if it is low, or if you are feeling down, for example, then now you have ways to know what to do to boost that serotonin and that dopamine. And so we just learned that there are things that we can, those controllables that
Gotcha.
we do to make sure that we're getting the release of these things. But they work hand in hand, like you talked about, dopamine and I think even serotonin, for example. And I know we didn't do one on melatonin, but it was linked to your melatonin as well, which makes sense if serotonin is a calmer, right? And melatonin is that chemical that's released to let us know, hey, it's time for bed. Then I can see how they would be related to each other. So,
Hmm.
I don't necessarily think that it's difficult, but like anything else, we want balance. So I feel like too much of a good thing can be a bad thing
Right,
sometimes.
right. But it's crazy because nowadays, too much of a good thing could be a bad thing, but we're not getting enough. So I don't think we'll have to worry about that. Watching and hearing this, don't feel like, oh, let me not do too much because no, we're not doing enough.
Right. And
Yeah, we're
I
not.
we pay attention to our bodies, like there are times when, let's say you just had a busy week and you really haven't, and I can speak for myself. If I've had a busy week and I haven't, all I've done was work and parent and, the things that I'm obligated to do,
Right.
and I've done nothing else. I have not spoken to a friend. I have not done, then I am going to notice a slight difference in maybe my mood or what have you. And then to confirm that, let's say I do talk to a friend, or me and my daughter sit down and play Uno, mood changes. So, I mean, we got to pay attention to our body. Sometimes you just got to stop because life can be so demanding sometimes. Sometimes we just have to stop and pay attention to how we're feeling. And I think if we recognize that, then, maybe I should go for a walk. Maybe I should call a friend. Maybe I should spend time with my daughter. Some of those little simple things, it doesn't have to be a long period of time. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, but you should notice a shift in how you're feeling.
I agree, and I think that's huge that you are aware because listening to you saying that, I think it would save a whole lot of feelings being hurt sometimes because you can lash out and not
Mm,
necessarily be mad at the person.
right.
You really mad because your hormones all out of whack and you built up
Right.
on something. You know what I mean? You need a
Right.
release if we be real. So if we can even just have those conversations and be aware that things might, you're right. I'm just piggyback off what you're saying, that it will shift because it was like, well, did I need to yell? And if I yelled, was that really for that person? Maybe it was just
Mm-hmm.
I needed to play Uno or I needed to laugh because I dealt with some difficult people today.
Right. Feels hormone that we talk.
So just and then we are rounding up the whole suicide prevention month. We definitely need to do some things. And so speaking on that and ways to kind of enhance those hormones, if you will, we'll go into a couple of things we can just do to help. And I think the first one we have is exercise. I'll let you, Miss Exercise Science Physiologist,
Yes.
amazing personal trainer. I'm gonna let you go into that.
Yes, so exercise can trigger all of our happy hormones. And that's based on coming from the Cleveland Clinic, but also coming from me from experience as well. Exercise just does a lot for the body, and it will trigger a release of everything from dopamine. You're going to feel rewarded because you feel accomplished after you've done a workout, right? And when it comes to serotonin, you just think about a calmer. For those that may not know, if you think about what happens during exercise and how all your vitals and stuff they rise, like your blood pressure and all of that. But what happens when you're done with exercise? You kind of relax.
Baby, you
And
want that?
right, right. So
Yeah.
definitely serotonin there. And then when you think about the endorphins, we know just from research and several studies that have been done,
Yeah.
exercise releases endorphins. And so when that release happens, then guess what? Pain, that that natural painkiller is being released in your body. And
Yeah.
so that's why you feel good physically, you
Yes.
know, outside of the muscle soreness, which you are supposed to feel if you, but you know, the last one with the oxytocin, when I think about that one, a lot of people, I would say for those, most people work out with people. There are some people that don't.
Right.
But I do see, what I see from that is still from a social bonding standpoint.
Okay.
You are in an environment with other people that are doing the same thing that you're doing. And so even if you are not there with that person,
Mhm.
I think it still kind of releases that oxytocin because, you're seeing other people do the same thing, and it's a social setting. A gym is a social setting.
Yeah.
Now there are people that don't work out at gyms. You might walk, you might, do other things, but that's where my brain goes. I'm not gonna say
Okay.
that's the way, but what
Yeah.
are your thoughts?
I mean, I agree, but I don't know what made me think about it when you said that and the whole working out is that I thought about arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is painful and can be painful, but it's something too once you start moving and exercising, like the pain kind of decreases. And I'm wondering if it is kind of with those hormones releasing as well to as that painkiller because
Yes,
it does. It would make you would think like working out would hurt it more. It actually helps it. So
right.
it was just a thought. I don't know.
That's true. That's true. And I would say that to a lot of people. I've, over the years, worked with people with arthritis and fibromyalgia and different things like that. And a lot of people do have that misconception that, oh, I'm in pain already. And
Hmm.
so this is going to make it worse. And in actuality, it will get better. Now to start, I'm not going to say you're going to be pain free immediately, but it's a process, but it will definitely release those endorphins. And I think that's exactly how people are able to feel good. I actually just had someone say the other day that I just, I woke up and I felt good. Like I wasn't stiff, my back wasn't hurting. And I'm
Yeah,
just like, this was only one day. And so I do believe that she was speaking from my brain
because
went immediately to endorphins.
yes, because contrary to popular belief, like it just like you said, you do feel better. And personally, I can tell you, like a body in motion stays in motion.
Hmm.
Like that your body is built to be in motion, not be still.
Correct.
And 80% of jobs and what we do as Americans right now is sedentary. And we're wondering why sicknesses and illnesses and soreness and knee replacements, all the things are been increasing because we're sitting.
Right. Yeah.
We're sitting. So, all right.
Yep.
I'm this
So
this oh, go ahead.
let me add one more thing to that part with
Yeah.
the oxytocin is the fact
Yeah.
that exercise is a good way to love your own body. And so I think that, when you're talking about love and stuff, love is, you think about taking care of, and it's a good way to take care of your body. That just came to me, so I just wanted to say it.
Mhm. I agree, and I say it all the time. I'm like, you got one place to live.
Right.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. This one, next one is near and dear to my heart. It says cook a
Yeah,
meal. People that know me know that cooking is my therapy.
it is her therapy. And she's good at it too, just so you know.
Yeah, if it's a rough day, I'm getting in the kitchen. I am.
Okay.
All right. So we're talking about actually cooking a meal, and cooking a meal is therapy for me. So what were you saying about cooking?
I was just saying you're good at it. And then I was asking
Oh,
how um
thank you.
I was just telling the audience that you are really good at cooking, and yeah, it's something she does and she does it well. So how cooking a meal can relate to these hormones.
So I think for me, even the just the uh, releasing of the reward system, it's almost like a reward system for me when I get to cook for people, when I get to feed people. It's a dopamine hit for me, for sure. When I can get in the kitchen and put some headphones on and just cook. Like you
Right.
might get a whole Thanksgiving meal in June, just saying.
Right.
It depends on how stressed, or how crazy the week has been. Endorphins, if I am or feeling a little whatever, I think it releases it all for me because even the love hormone, like it's bonding for me because I get to cook for the dopamine fix, and not necessarily that I'm doing it for a fix, but it just happens, right?
But also you're giving love because
I'm giving love. I
you
do.
cooking not only because you love to eat good food, but you're
Right.
cooking 99% of the time. You cooking because you want to feed someone else, and that's love, right? So
Guilty.
yeah,
Guilty.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. I didn't put that together, but we'll take it. We'll take. And I know this one is near and dear to you. This is like with your love for fitness and getting outside. Let's
Oh
talk
yeah.
about it.
Yep. So get outside, basically get you some sunlight, play, because that's one thing we don't do as we age. We forget about playtime. Everything becomes so serious and it's all about business. But sometimes just go back to that kid in you and get outside, whether it be for a walk or sit on the porch, get you some sunlight. That does wonders. I think, that hits for sure. I believe, the serotonin for sure,
Yeah.
um, the endorphins. And so I think it may have been mentioned in one more, but at the end of the day, if you're helping your body produce any of these, again, you should see or feel a shift in it. I know plenty times I have been in a position where I was just like completely exhausted and couldn't keep my eyes open. Walk outside into the sunlight for a good 5 minutes, and I'm charged.
Recharged. I'm telling you,
So,
it's true.
yeah,
It's true. It's a thing. Vitamin D is no joke.
right. Yeah.
Having those vitamin D levels up, and you're gonna have to start looking at that when we start going into fall.
Yes, that is true.
It
Yeah.
changes the times and
Yes.
yeah, get that sunlight while you can.
Right.
Yes. Then we have spending time with friends, family, or significant others. The people in your life should be good energy. It should be good,
Yes.
um, good for you. Let me say that. The
Right.
people in your life, the people that you are connected to, whether it be a friend, whether it be a family member or a significant other,
Right.
they should be good for you. Like they should make those hormones release in the best way.
Yeah.
In the best way.
And according to the Cleveland Clinic, it's like a natural antidepressant. Spending time with friends, family, significant other,
Good friends and
right?
family. They shouldn't
So
depress you, Jesus.
right, right. So we're not talking about everybody. You know the ones.
If you know, you know. We'll leave it at that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you
Um,
talk about this next one because
my
I
God.
not that I can't relate, but I know you can currently relate.
Oh. Okay, so playing with a pet, that is dependent on the day. Like if it's gonna raise your stress level or if it's gonna okay, let me stop before I get hate from the pet lovers. I love my doggies, but they can be a challenge. But yes, I think it releases something and does something for you as far as releasing the happy hormone, especially when they're like just doofy. When they're just goofballs for no
Yeah.
reason, or dogs are one of those is that pet that I don't care how hard your day was, they gonna come tails wagging and be like, "Hey, mommy's home,"
Right.
or you gonna be like, "Get out of my face for a minute," and they're gonna be like, "I'll go away for 3 seconds, but I'm back." Like I want to play. There's always a sense of joy with them, so I agree with the whole playing with your pet, and then you can't really get mad at them. They are such doofballs. They just bring even when they get on your nerves, they bring joy
Yeah.
to your world. All right, moving on.
So having a laugh, I think we talked about this with a few others. Laughter is the best medicine.
It is.
So, somebody telling a joke, or, you and your friend having an inside joke, or
My Lord, those are
uh,
dangerous.
people watching. Just
Okay, people watching is the best. That's all I'm
whatever
saying.
it is, get you a good laugh in. I mean, life is too short. We should not be spending our days
Yeah,
with the absence of laughter. I mean, it makes everything so much lighter. You just think about when you're not in a good mood and somebody come make you laugh, and just think about the shift that happens.
yeah. And so when you talk about laughs for real, and I think everybody can relate. If you can relate, comment like one of your best times in the comment section. But for me, I think about some of the best laughter is like when you with friends and it's late and both of y'all delirious
Yes.
and like one person can cough or look at you and you just falling out laughing. It's like, well, why you laughing? It's like, I don't know why I'm laughing. It's just
And now I'm laughing because you laughing, and
yes,
I don't know what you laughing at, but it's
but it's funny. And your laugh making me laugh. I think those are some of the most innocent,
right,
fun times where
right.
laughter is definitely medicine. So,
Yes, I agree.
yeah. All right. Engage in a hobby.
That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one. Again, we work so much, and we try to. Everything is an obligation. Sometimes we do stuff that we just enjoy doing. You know,
Yes.
you need a break. Just like, in when we were kids in school, the teacher didn't just stand there and lecture to you the whole time. Well, I hope that they did not. Somewhere in there was some built-in breaks for you to do something different or have some.
Recess or game. Yeah. Yeah.
And so it should not change for us as adults. If there are things that you enjoy doing, then you should you should put time into that. Leisure time is important.
I
So
agree.
figure out what it is that you like and do that, and you should see a difference because the world, it can be tough, right?
Okay.
But we have to make the best of it. So this is a good one, enjoying a hobby. And it can be hard too because we already feel like we're too busy, but you got to make time for this stuff.
Yeah. Life
Mhm.
is gonna life. I think
Yeah.
that's what I heard what you saying
Yes.
that life is gonna life regardless. So you're gonna have to figure out a way to get a little field day in.
Right. Let's move
Okay.
on to the next.
Okay. Okay. All
So
right.
practice mindfulness.
Yes. You want to dive or you want me to dive into that?
I'll say a little piece and I'll let you take the rest because I
Okay.
think this is something that, you and I've had some talks about. And I think, it was not something that was a part of my life.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to say, so practicing mindfulness, a lot of, meditation, quiet time, breath work, that kind of thing. But I have to say, for me, when I think mindfulness, I'm thinking prayer first, and that's just because that's
Just
what,
because.
right?
Period.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing
That's
else.
your therapy session. That's your
My
number one
therapist,
therapy session. Yeah.
that's my quiet time. My mind is gonna go to the one who I know can fix all things. So prayer is what I think of when I think of mindfulness. But that does not go to say that you cannot sit and meditate. I particularly want to meditate on the word, but at the same time, I'm not going to say that, quiet time with some meditation, background noise going on, or
Yeah.
you just having simple breath work can do a lot for
Right.
people in a stressful moment, or even just to start your day, to clear your mind, or to end your day. And that's really all I got to say about it. I'm going to let you take the rest.
Well, well, no, I agree. And I'm piggybacking again because I think, though, even with the prayer part, if you take that moment to meditate and quiet your mind first, you can gather your thoughts and you know how to pray, if that makes sense.
That's true. Yeah.
You get what yeah, so it
Yeah.
could go either way. I think it's a need for both because sometimes you can now nothing's wrong with being razzled to the point you're like because the Bible say God hears your moanings and groanings also like when you can't say a thing, but sometimes you just kind of need to breathe and gather
Right.
what you
That's
need to say and what you need to talk
that's true.
about. And then when we talk about breath work, let's not get crazy. I'm not talking about, yoga or anything crazy. I'm literally talking about being mindful about that breath, that next breath you take and counting in and controlling it. And that comes with you having a whole anxiety moment. You
Mm.
take control over that breathing to get yourself settled, right?
Yes.
Okay. I also think about journaling.
Yes.
I'm a big journaler
Yes. I was
and
thinking
write the prayers down. Yeah.
because I was like, sometimes too, like you said, that mindfulness and trying to just quiet yourself and clear your mind. And I like to, and it's like journaling, but I like to brain dump. So
Oof.
Because there's so much going on in my brain, and I feel like I got 1,000 tabs open at one time, and it's hard for me to sit still and practice mindfulness sometimes. So in a moment like that, then I really need to tune in and be like, okay, what is on your mind, and literally start getting it out, whether it be writing it down or even speaking it out loud. I have to do that, and it's amazing what a difference it can make once it's clear. Once your mind is clear.
So tell the people, how would you explain brain dumping? Like if it's something they're just hearing, how would you explain like the action of brain dumping? How do you do it? You take paper and you just start writing, or you have it like trying to organize it, or do you just start writing what's
Well,
in the noodle?
to dump, I just start writing. Now, after I dump and my mind is clear, I might be able to organize some of those thoughts, but I'm literally just dumping my thoughts, because that's how fast they're coming, and it's just so much that I'm distracted. And so because it is a thought, then I'm like, okay, I need to do something with it. And so I write it down. There are apps where you can like organize those thoughts,
Okay.
but um typically I would just write them down. And then it
Uh-huh.
also helps me because now that I've dumped it, I can really like you said, now I know what to pray about, because now I know what all is on my mind. Because sometimes your brain is going so fast, like you thought of something, but you ever have a half of a thought, like you think it, but then you jump to another thought, and it's like, wait a
Yes.
minute. So now that I done dumped it all out, now I'm like, okay, okay, God, now I can really go to God and pray about what those concerns are. And
Hmm.
it may not even be a concern. It could be happy stuff. It's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And then self care, to end that particular, when we talk about practicing mindfulness, we are talking about all the things we just said: journaling and meditating and praying and reading the word, right? To find out um, what your purpose is, what the good things He has for you, God has for you. But self care, I'm going to say moms probably struggle with this the most. Or let me say women. We put everybody in front of us, but honey, there is room for a pedicure and a massage.
Right.
I can't tell you how often to get it. I am telling you to get it.
Right.
Try to get it. But I am not telling you it has to be every week, every this, every that. I'm just saying don't leave this earth without getting one or
Right.
two or such. Okay.
It's
That's all.
necessary for sure. Yeah.
Yes. All
So
right, let's piggyback from the when we talked about brain dumping to the next one about
okay. So the next one is something done. So this is that to do list you have. So checking it off. So again, you definitely gonna get some dopamine because you didn't check something off the list. I think we mentioned that. That's just a sense of accomplishment right there. And then once you feel that, then you're probably gonna be relaxed more, because now you're like, oh, something off my list, right? So now serotonin is jumping in, and you just got, some happy feelings coming from this.
oh,
I think a good to do list may come out of brain dumping as well. So
there
whole
you go.
nother
It's
conversation.
true though. That's perfect. Yeah, that's
Just
perfect.
that I know for me, it's like, okay, so these are the things that's on my mind. So here's what I need to do. And so now you got a whole to do list from it. But the pleasure comes from being able to check something off of that list. So that release of that dopamine.
Yeah, it could be take a bath, feed the dogs, take the trash out. You know what I mean? And give the dog a bath. But honey, if you ate something and took the trash out and fed the dog and the dog still stink a little bit, like I'm just saying in general, like you got something done. Okay. I'm not
Yep.
gonna act like that. I'm just saying. And don't be hard because I think people, and we've talked about that, we can have a to-do list and we be like, Lord, I ain't get nothing done. And you did. You were still productive. It
Right.
might not have been everything that you wanted to get done, but you got some things
Right.
done. And I'm working on that because my
Yeah.
to-do list can look like,
Well, listen. that goes back to our time management episode. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I think we had two parts to it. But when thinking about that, there are so many different ways you can do your to do list. So for people that are struggling with that, I recommend breaking it up. There's a couple things I learned from a previous leader of mine. She was like, never put more than three things. Just give me your top three things. And then once you get those three things done, feel free to go ahead and add. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I done tweaked it a little bit because I still need to know what all I need to get done. So I got a list, but then I might be like, this is my priority list right here.
Right,
Then when
right,
those
right.
three are done, I could take something else from the other list. But there are ways to do it because like I've now broken mine up into categories.
Okay,
So I have three categories each day. One for personal, so like that may deal with household, whatever I need to do around the house, or for the family, or whatever.
okay,
And then I have a professional, so that may deal with whatever I have to do for work,
okay,
whether any kind of work, any kind of business. And then a third one for like, you know, mental, spiritual, ministry type stuff. Like, and
that's
so
good stuff.
now that I've done that, I may put a couple things in each category each day. So now it's not completely overwhelming. I feel good if I get one done out of each thing. So I'm like, okay, and that's
Absolutely.
for me. So I mean, everybody's gonna do it different, but yeah, definitely don't just make a never ending list because then that's what you're gonna feel like is a never ending list.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm working on it. Thank you, friend. All right. The last one, committing random acts of kindness. I think this hits near and dear to my heart because I'm a hugger.
Look, I was
I
looking.
give hugs all the time. I am clearly the community therapist. If anyone else can relate, please comment that you
Yeah.
go into a store and you ask people how they're doing and they for real tell you how they doing. Like
You'll ask, do you need a hug?
I do. I will. I try. I don't know. I don't think we hug. I shouldn't say, we got, even in church, we would hug. And then, the vid came.
Yes.
And then it was like, from there on, we were scared to touch people. And I
That
understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about like, we needed to be careful. But like, do we need to be careful and not have dopamine for the rest of our lives? Like,
right. And I
let's
mean,
figure it out.
we still got to be
Let's
careful,
figure it out.
but you got to use your wisdom. Clearly, if you see someone that's wearing a mask or that is displaying symptoms, then I wouldn't. So I
Well,
think,
hug your kids, hug your people, you
yeah,
know?
hug your family,
Kids,
hug your
kids can act real crazy, but a lot of them just need a good old bear hug every now and then. Even adults, yes, you don't want to admit it, you just need a good old, feel like your grandma squeezing you or your auntie squeezing you or whatever. Like, get it in. You know what I mean? You ever had somebody hug you and you just be like, I didn't think I needed a hug, and then when they grab you, you just be like putty. You just be like, okay, don't let go
say
yet.
yes. And I'm not a hugger, so I'm opposite from her in that standpoint. But to answer the question, I can say yes. Like there's plenty of times where I don't feel like I need one, but I get one, and it's like, oh, like okay, like, I guess I did that.
Fine, I'll
Yeah,
take it. Fine.
yeah, so,
Bad, just rebellious. And then we talk about volunteering and things like that for a friend, a neighbor, or whatever. I think it's so much. It is. I think it's more rewarding for me though when I do something for
mhm.
somebody else. And they may be very grateful. It just feels good to me.
Yeah,
And I think about that a lot where, being active in church and like an active church with a lot of stuff going on and just having multiple ways to serve. Like that just does me good,
yeah,
out in the community, whether it be outreach or feeding the homeless, all those types of things, or just even with the youth. I'm big
right,
on having conversations with youth and things like that. But,
yeah,
anyways, it just does my heart good. I think I get more out of it for
right.
real than the
Well,
other person.
again, this one is that oxytocin, the acts of kindness. Whether you receiving or not, you're giving love in this
Yeah.
sense. So whether you're bonding in some kind of way, with someone,
True.
with the community, you're getting a sense of belonging, or it's releasing that sense of belonging to something bigger than you, community and stuff like that. And I think that's where that comes from. So that's why you have a lot of people out here that want to just, that literally would just go around helping people, because and you know what, they don't know, but that oxytocin, it makes them feel good. And
It
so,
does.
I think it makes you ultimately just feel happier, so that you can help someone else. I would
All
say,
right.
before we do
Yep.
the the last part that we have, what came to me
Uh-huh.
as we were talking about these things, and you done already said the term without even knowing I was gonna say this, but um I think it all boils down to self care, it sounds like. Yeah, at the end of the day, these happy hormones can be improved if we take care of ourselves. And that's by exercising, eating right, making sure that we are investing in our personal relationships with people, helping people, doing something we enjoy. All of that is self care.
So we on the same page. I like it. I like it.
Ah,
And even the relationship with, for to whom it may concern, and hopefully more than not, um, your relationship with God, that self care, finding out who you are, what your purpose is.
yes.
It just is when you know that, it just makes life a little more meaningful. So,
Yeah.
and
And
don't feel like,
unless,
and we may still be learning. You may not know. Just keep working towards it and serving and being mindful and all of that. It'll come.
yeah,
It'll come. All
absolutely.
right. Wrap it up in a bow.
Yeah. The takeaways are these happy hormones. There are four of them, right? So we talked about dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. And they are neurotransmitters and hormones that work to form positive connections between the nervous system and the brain. While they all have their own different roles, the chemicals they release make us feel happier, less stressed, relaxed, and pain free.
Yes. I think yes, that's plenty. So I enjoyed this series because I learned, even in our research, I learned a lot. I even learned stuff I didn't think was associated with some of these hormones. I was very enlightened with some stuff, and I plan to put a little more in action and practice a little more, especially like we talked the mindfulness for me.
Yeah.
I kind of have gotten away from, as much as I love it, being busy. I've
Right.
gotten away from journaling and writing like I used to. So I
Mhm.
feel like I got to pick that back up. What's one
Yeah.
thing you think you could do more of?
I would say enjoying a hobby. I definitely got away from that. So, I've gotten to that point where I'm taking care of what needs to be taken care of. And when it's all said and done, it's like something that I know I may enjoy. And it's not that I don't get out or do things that I enjoy, but the things I know at heart that's a hobby for me, I
Mhm.
really, it's been a minute.
All right. Well, this has been fun. This is the conclusion of the Happy Hormone series. Any questions, comments, or concerns? We need you to go ahead and drop them in the comment section and we'll respond. When we see them, we'll respond. We want the conversation. We want to know if there's anything else you want to hear about. And we also want you to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. Give us comments first. Tell us what y'all want to hear.
Yeah.
Tell us what y'all want to hear about anything related to health and wellness. We're open. Drop it in the comments and let us know what you're interested in getting more information on, or what you want us to talk about.
Well, let's just say life. How about that? Can we say life? Can we open it up? I don't know. I don't know where Lena's going, but I'm just we go.
Like,
But I mean, life is life. I think we'll find a way. A lot of times, you'll find a way to connect the two. All right,
right.
life and wellness, and some things you may be doing that's working, some things you may not. So, I
Yes.
think let me say life.
Yes. I see what you're saying. Anything,
Yeah,
just whatever
yeah.
topic,
Yeah. Because
that,
if we can't touch it, we can't touch it. We're not healthcare professionals, but if
right.
we can't touch it, we just can't. We can guide you to the right stuff, but we're going to
We
use wisdom and
we
we're
are
very careful with what we give you. So,
we are allied health professionals.
okay,
So
I got you.
yes.
I agree. But them doctors and such, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. All right, until next time.